Hello, welcome to Being Reintegrated. This is Tim Wright. So, I, as you all know, created software that is an archivist's dream. Now, I'm using the software for some specific purposes now. One of them is that I have effectively archived almost everything that the Greek Cyprian healer Daskalos had said, transcribed it, and then indexed it. So that's now available through the OmniShelf structure. The second thing is that I have actually created another OmniShelf, which I probably shouldn't have, but I can't really get in trouble. So whatever. My Patreons will have access to this one. And what it is, build up, drum roll, please. What it is it's an actual representation of Scottish Rite education. I'll just say it like that because I don't really want to cause any problems here. But I will show you what it looks like. I'm kind of proud of it. This is something that I created off of the OmniShelf structure. So this will be exclusive to my Patreons. You'll see it right now. Essentially what I did is I created a rituals page with the OmniShelf. And the OmniShelf is now available to show you Scottish Rite rituals. So what I did is, you can see each one of these degrees goes to a page. Now, if you click on like the fourth degree, I only did the Rite of Perfection here. If you click on the fourth degree, you'll see that you actually have access to the original Pike fourth degree. It's nothing. I've read them all. They're not really that impressive, but here's the rituals that were said to be part of a series called The Inner Sanctuary, which, that's cool. That's something that we wanted, and I was told as I read through a Scottish Rite book that these were impossible to find. Well, I found them, and now they're very similar to the Magnum Opus, if not absolutely identical. There are some areas, though, that make them a little bit different. As you see on the side, there's these symbols of the officers, but they're not really that much different. I don't know. I didn't see anything here. Now, what the beauty of this is, though, is you can go to the new ritual. And that is something that absolutely is not available. You'll see on the side there's numbers. This is what's called the new Pike Standard ritual, which I'm making available to my Patreon compatriots. Now, it's going to piss people off. You're not supposed to be able to share this. You're not even supposed to have it. It's against the rules. You'll get demitted as a Mason. So, I don't really care about that. I'm not worried about that. It may be hated. There may be a cease and desist. But the problem is it's not on YouTube. So, even though this ritual shows itself on YouTube, and you can see that all the stuff is here, all 13 pages of the original ritual are there. So if you go to my Patreon, as for subscribers, you will have access to this Scottish Rite ritual library. As well with my private linking of one of my favorite Scottish Rite educational people, and that's the Valley of St. Louis. I have linked up the St. Louis lectures with my particular OmniShelf. So again, it's not YouTube violation. There's no way to really stop it. It's now in the open. I do have it. We have it. It's great. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, this kind of archiving material is now available on the OmniShelf. I can do this pretty much all day and night. Hello. So that is now available to those who are interested in those topics. It's super awesome to be able to have something like this. when I originally started the journey and looking for the Scottish Rite material, I couldn't find it. It was very hard to find a leaked version of the Revised Standard Pike because not even officers in the organization are allowed to have that ritual. And all members are basically told that if you possess any of the rituals, we'll get rid of you. To some extent. So, a lot of the times, like my friend there from the St. Louis stuff, he uses older rituals, even though he has absolutely access to everything. So, I'm not really letting the cat out of the bag, but I'm definitely, for my Patreons, will have access to this archival system that I created. So that's just one of the things that we can do with OmniShelf. Now I'm going to show you the next one, which I'm pretty proud of this one too. So we'll get out of there, and then we'll go to, I'll take you to another OmniShelf that I created just for those who are interested in this topic. So this is the Daskalos Lectures OmniShelf that I created. Now, in this, you're going to start to see transcriptions and videos or audios of those lectures. They're kind of difficult, but if you look in Volume 1, you'll see a micro library from 1989, an open lecture that has been transcribed that you'll be able to see. So it's there. We have it. It's available to anybody who wants to see it. But there's more to this site. So if you go to the Omnidex, which is a search engine that I created for Daskalos, and you go to like yellow, as a color, you'll find everywhere in his lecture series that he mentioned the color yellow. So if you go to that one, it'll highlight it for you, and it'll say spirits have the color yellow. Shamael has a kind of yellow, which is like mustard, mustard! I had to do it. But it's not the color yellow, so you'll be able to see, and then also you can annotate for yourself any notes that you want to say. So like, I'll just be funny right now. Mustard on the beat. And then you add that note. So you have that note for this lecture now whenever you want it. So we'll go to another one. We'll go to another lecture, and then you'll see that those notes are not there. But if you went to the first lecture again, you'll see that it says mustard on the beat. And you can delete that too. So that all holds in your browser, which is available to you to search from. Now, I added everything I could from Daskalos materials. So this is a highly efficient search method for going through the entire genre of Daskalos, which I love, because this is something that is absolutely a passion of mine. Daskalos, being a Greek healer, was only able to really reach a limited amount of people. And then, you have some of these organizations, Markides, I think his name is, who did the Magus of Stervolis, where a lot of us English people found out about Daskalos for the first time. But then you have, other stuff that's available. And so it's become a very common name among spiritual seekers. But there's never been an index available like this. So if you're interested in that topic, that index is available too on the OmniShelf. I created that. And then there's other things too. Like, I don't know if you've seen, but I did the Watkins manuscript. And the Watkins manuscript has 2 of the 3 volumes available right now. I did a Spirit of Things OmniShelf, so that is now available as well. You can see that through the OmniShelf. Let me pull one up. I'm glad that I have my other screen on another screen, so it's not immediately being shared. So I can just pull up the actual OmniShelf, and then show you what it looks like to go through it. So now you're seeing the Watkins manuscript. Volume 1 is a preview there, Volume 2 and Volume 3 is forthcoming. But say like you went to Volume 2, you would see one of the videos that I made recently called The Ontological Confessions of Saint Martin, with a preview of the actual book, Montportrait, which is Volume 2, and an Amazon link that you can immediately go to grab the book. So I'm trying to make this as robust as possible so you'll be able to have access to all of these materials. It's a fully professional archiving system. Right now only using YouTube, but with more funding and more support by my Patreons, you'll have access to more and more search functions, because I completely own the code. There's no way to lose it. If you subscribe to Being Reintegrated, you'll have access to this search material along with the YouTube contextualizations which I'm making. So it could go on and on and on. The more you want, the more that's there. And so I've gone through a few of the videos. I mean, I'll be making these videos for a while, but if you support my Patreon, you'll have access to OmniShelves. Now the software is proprietary, so you can't buy this and you can't recreate it from my code. That's proprietary. So only on Being Reintegrated Patreon will you have access to this in and of itself. But also on my Patreon exclusively, you'll have that Scottish Rite archive. And more will be available. I mean, I do have more stuff that I can throw up on the OmniShelf, and even make these videos, to be side by side and talk about it with you. So I'm not quite sure everything that's going to be available. OmniShelf is going to be licensed, essentially, to tarot experts, to people in the metaphysical communities. Like I said, I'm doing some of that Daskalos work, along with I'm going to start including restricted Vajrayana texts. So this is a way for me to get my archive out there, contextualized, and with the amazing materials that are available now, we shouldn't be behind anymore in the next generation. This is all to be able to give you a context for anything that anybody says in any platform of esotericism. I'm creating OmniShelves left and right for all this stuff. So it may seem like it's sporadic, but it's not sporadic at all. I have a Coonrath OmniShelf that I'm making that will search through all of Coonrath's works, except for a couple of very rare things that I don't have, that I don't think have been translated yet. That whole Coonrath archive will be there. And a lot of it is human translated. In fact, all of the Coonrath stuff is human translated. So I found a lot of overlap in all this stuff, and I wanted to start being able to present the body of work without crossing over too fast into another body of work. So like if you read the Vajrayana stuff, the Tibetan Book of the Dead and all that tantric stuff I have, then you'll be able to get a context through a video of me talking about why it's important, or why it could have relevancy to our Western tradition. Very important stuff, but I'm also not going to mix in anything that's not from Vajrayana. So you won't see the Daskalos exercises. In order to see the Daskalos exercises, you have to go to the OmniShelf for Daskalos, and then maybe you'll see my context video and some presentations of the exercises. So this keeps everything very clean. you're free to build whatever system you want, but I want to start making the differentiation, say that 3 times fast, of one system over the other. I mean, it's great. Like, if you go and get the 100 aphorisms of Magian Gnosis, I built that. It's great, but it comes from the Sloan manuscript, and that hasn't been modified because I had a bright idea. And so this is what the responsibility of esotericism really is. Future people will have access to, probably not on being reintegrated, but I'll be giving access to those in the order to an Omni shelf that includes the Elu Kohen and includes contextualization for the Elu Kohen and Similas and on and on and on. There's so many different Omni shelves. Like imagine a gigantic library like I had in the beginning of the videos of the Omni shelves. And on that gigantic library, you have libraries like the Scottish Rite Library, the Elu Kohen Library. You have a library of Kunrath. You have a library of Similas. You have a library of the Vajrayana teachings going through. It is infinitely expandable. I built it in a way that it does not collapse under load. No pun intended. It won't destroy itself the bigger it gets, because it's built to have very small self-contained reference systems that it's so intricately made that it won't collapse. So there are subscription services. If you are willing to purchase OmniShelf subscription, right now you get access to any libraries, including Illuminism of Genesis and all the back issues of Gnosis magazine that I'm working on. You'll have access to those. Those are on an OmniShelf. So everything eventually will be on the OmniShelf. I just have to code and upload it, which is a lot of work. But, it's worth it. Don't get me wrong. I just want to be able to have, for future generations, in case something happens to yours truly, they will have access to this material. All the links have been made non-proprietary. So once you have access to the link, you'll have access to the link. I'm not going to take them down. They are hosted in a very small package on a third-party site. For right now, I'm not deploying my own application deployments, but I'm thinking about running a server and having the application in-house with the videos in-house. So it'll always be available for everybody in the future, and then eventually we'll get the funding to be able to back up the archive with other archivists. So we'll have multiple servers running, and then you'll have a place to go to with also multiple speakers. I don't want to be the only person talking about this stuff. So if you're interested in becoming a contributor to OmniShelf, that can happen. Eventually we're going to have some of the leading esoteric personalities, their blogs will be available to search on the OmniShelf. So we really are unlimited in the expansive abilities. So if you keep seeing things pop up, it's all by design. It's all meant to share multiple terabytes of archival material with you through a video contextualization and an actual reading of the document yourself. So maybe the contextualizer, who unfortunately is me right now, but maybe in the future it won't be me, they aren't as up to speed as you are. Well, your job is to take that information without distorting the source of it and share that new insight with humanity. So unfortunately, OmniShelf is a proprietary system right now. Only I'm doing it. But in the future, viewers like you who have a passion for this material will be able to do so as well. So welcome to the era of OmniShelf, and I hope you enjoy the years to come of archival presentations.